Hello, welcome to Heroes of Might and Magic 3. For the first time on this channel we are going to be playing with the Horn of the Abyss mod, which is of course a very famous, very popular mod for the game, probably the most popular mod for the game. It's very well made, and this is one of the new maps that it adds. It's called the Great Wasteland, and it takes advantage of the newly added Wasteland terrain, which has just come out at the start of 2020. Because the factory town, which is designed to be the native of the Wasteland terrain, has not yet been released, we're going to play it safe, well not play it safe, but we're going to choose the next best thing for a Wasteland setting, which I think is probably going to be the Stronghold town. We haven't yet done a playthrough as the Stronghold town on this channel either, so it's another way to kill two birds with one stone. And I do have my kind of unofficial quest to try out as many different heroes as a main as possible, so although most people would pick Craghack as the kind of starting hero for the Stronghold town, in this case we are going to go with Jabarkas the Orc specialist. It's a medium-sized map, so it's kind of an ideal kind of size for a hero with a level 3 creature specialty, and Jabarkas is pretty good just because he starts with a few extra orcs, which makes it slightly easier to conquer the starting area. This is one of those factions that's offered wood and ore as a resource bonus. I'm never particularly enthralled by that, so I think I'm between the artifact and the gold. I'm going to go for the gold, and I think we're good just to jump into it. Anything that's not part of the base Shadow of Death game, I will attempt to explain as we go on, if I remember to. You may notice the orcs look slightly different to how they do in Shadow of Death. That is one of the changes they've made. I think they wanted to distinguish them from the goblins, because I think the orcs in the base game look a little bit like goblins. I'm not sure if that's the actual reason, but in my head, that is the reason. First things first, let's check our town. Let's check the tavern. It looks like we haven't actually started... Oh no, we started as usual with a village hall. We can actually go straight in with a cliff nest at this difficulty, so that's pretty handy. We've got the option of Yogg and Lorelei. We will go for Yogg, obviously, since he is part of our native terrain, or not part of our native faction, I should say. Gives us a few extra orcs, and this being what it is, the fact that we have an orc specialist, I'm going to go straight in with the orc tower. We're going to recruit as many orcs as we can. 25 orcs straight off the bat, and let's actually pick ourselves one extra wolf just so we can travel a little bit further. And we're going to send Yogg out just to do some scouting. There's quite a bit of gold lying around, so we can probably actually buy a second hero as well. I think we should do it. So we've already spent pretty much most of our money, but we should be able to get a lot of that back. There does seem to be quite a lot lying around. And once again, we're just going to pass over a wolf. So these are 6 speed and these are 6 speed too, so maybe could have stuck with the harpies in hindsight, but it's fine. We'll send her out just to gather up some gold and things like that. So we can see there is a Redwood Observatory guarded by some rogues. That should be pretty easy to break through. But in the meantime, we're going to send her up just to gather some more, gather some gold. And there's actually a crystal cavern right there, which is perfect for this particular faction, since we do rely on crystal for our level 7 creature, the behemoth. Yogg, well, he doesn't have much of a path to follow, so it looks like we are just kind of on our own here. We're not going to actually be able to follow a path to our opponent's base. We're just going to have to go out into the wilderness and hope to find our way there organically. The sawmill seems to be guarded by lots of lizard men, which is a little bit of an annoying fight to take at the start. Lots of orc, or a pack of orc chieftains guarding the learning stone, along with a few artifacts. Okay, I'm not sure what to make of that. We have managed to get quite a lot of gold, but I'm not going to jump straight into getting yet another hero just yet. Let's get some goblins and wolves instead. And we've got a fairly decent starting army here, so I think we're going to be definitely good to take on the rogues. They're going to try and run away. I think we should actually take this fight just for the experience. We are expected to take a few losses, but that may be avoidable if we just crowd around. So how far can these actually reach? Not far enough. Yeah, take them out straight away. We're just going to move these guys as far away as we can. And I feel like there is that risk that these guys could get morale, so I'm just going to throw these forward just as bait. let them go down. They don't get morale, but that's fine, it's just one goblin. We'll have plenty of goblins to go. So we've won that fight, we'll take the gold, and we'll see what we can see. So you can see to the southeast, we do have the wasteland terrain. It's guarded by a choice between several archangels and a pack of bone dragons, so clearly not intended to reach that area particularly early on. Quite interesting looking though. You can see a pack of steel golems there. That is the other thing they've added into the mod this year. The Warlock's Lab is also new to the mod, as is the Prospector. I do actually have a video that explains all this stuff. You might have already seen it, but if not, there will be a link to it somewhere, I'm sure. Lots of familiars potentially to take on the Dwarven Treasury. I'm not sure we're strong enough to do that with just 25 orcs. That might not be quite enough. Alternatives would be Pack of Horned Demons for the sake of a Scholar and a Sulphur Dune. So one thing to note about the Scholar in Horn of the Abyss is that in the previous version of the game, or the last official version of the game, Shadow of Death, if you go to a Scholar, you are stuck with whatever they give you, which is really not good, because often they will give you a really crappy skill like Learning or something like that. On this version of the game, you actually can have a choice as to whether you accept the skill or not, so it's actually a pretty good thing to go up to, even with your main hero, as this does look to be a fairly rich map in general. We've got Goblin Barracks up here guarded by a pack of stone golems, but there's also a warehouse of wood, so that would be a steady supply of wood every week, even if we don't get the sawmill. Not too sure what to do here. We could definitely take on the nymphs, get the ore pit. So I think we need to actually plan out our town. So one pretty unique thing about this particular faction is you can get the Behemoth Crag very quickly, and in fact, to be honest, if we hadn't bothered with the Orc Tower, we could have just got the Cliff Nest and then immediately started saving up for the Behemoth Crag, which is definitely doable because there is quite a lot of crystal lying around. I think we do want to take that Crystal Cavern, but it's going to be a while until we can actually take on a pack of Vampire Lords. So in the meantime, there is an Orc Tower right there, which I'm pretty tempted to go for. It's guarded by a pack of Greater Basilisk. Again, I don't think we're quite ready to take that on. Might actually have to turn back. A pack of Zealots guarding some stables. Again, that's not an easy fight. We can pick up a treasure chest if we want to. The Witch Hut, likewise, you have a choice as to whether you accept the skill. This is another very good, very nice quality of life improvement that they have added into the mod. Pack of Pegasi should be much more manageable than some of the other things we've seen. Even so, I'm not too sure about that. Lots of mummies wouldn't be too hard to beat, but Alchemist Lab is not that tempting. So I think we will have to go to the east for now. The Familiars and the Dwarven Treasury, I feel like those could be beatable. You know what, I'm actually going to go west because this stuff is all fairly accessible and these fights are relatively easy. So I think that's going to be fine. And while we could recruit another hero, pretty much everything on the map does seem to be slightly heavily guarded, so I think we'll just end the turn instead, save our money for the Behemoth Crag. And okay, so York can pick up some gold, or you can go east, or west I should say. Pick up the treasure chest, 2,000 gold, let's go for it. Let's get the gems, let's get the crystals, and let's get some more gold from there. So 2 nice juicy chests there, and we're up to 11k. If we get the Cliff Nest, then we just need 10 crystal, 10 wood, and 10 ore, which we can afford. Just need a little bit more crystal. And it's kind of bad to miss out on the Town Hall, but I think when the Behemoth Crag is so freely available, you kind of have to go for it. So yeah, let's get the Cliff Nest. That's going to give us access to rocks, which are very good creatures in themselves. And as you can see, there is plenty of crystal lying around, which we can pick up. I'm not sure we can actually reach this. Okay, we can. I didn't see the gold. Okay, so we've got plenty of crystal to last us for at least a week or two. Thunderbirds are the upgrade of the rock, which you may already know. Let's just go back where we came. Pick up some more. And Jabarkas, I think, should be good just to take this first fight against the familiars. They're going to try and run away. That's fine. We shouldn't take any losses here. Okay, they can't reach us, so we should be completely fine. Let's try going to 4 animation speed. I'm not sure if I'll prefer that or not, but we'll have a go. So I can't get a full-powered shot on anyone. I'm gonna go for these, as we can kill them either way, so that's fine. You guys wait. You guys wait too. And we can just kill them off like that, that's fine. Only 108 experience, but it's all worth it. We can push this way to the west. And the Horn Demons are going to be slightly tougher to take on, but we should still be completely fine, so let's go for it. Alternatively, can go for the rally flag, potentially. We might have to take on the whites first. I definitely want to get through to the Orc Tower. Big part of this is going to revolve around our use of orcs. If we go south, we can actually bypass the Great Wasteland altogether. I'm not sure you're meant to, but that leads down a kind of interesting path. I think all the series I've done so far on this channel have been random maps, whereas this map has of course been designed by hand, which is tends to be a slightly different experience, but still a kind of basic build and destroy type of scenario. The whites are slightly tougher than demons, I think. We'll go for the demons. They're actually going to try and run away. I'm kind of surprised by that. Only 10 of them though. I think that's minimum. Wow, that's actually a little bit too fast. I don't actually like that. I know some people really like fast animations, but I think it kind of takes something away, so I'm going to stick with the slightly slower speed, which is still fast enough in my opinion. So I can throw these guys over to here. Just completely screw these guys over. They're going to end up chasing us down, chasing us across the map. Full powered shot there. And we're just going to take these guys and we're going to drag the demons away. Waste some of their time. Unfortunately they do get morale, that's not ideal. Okay, I'm going to put these here, just to waste some more time. These guys will defend. These guys do have to worry about retaliation. Harpy Hags don't, but these do. I think we're slower than them because we are the attackers and we do have a higher up stack. I think the Wolf Riders are higher up. Since they've already gone, that is of course the case. Strike and stay. I don't know if that's a new thing as well. That might be Horn of the Abyss as well. Anyway, they're actually going to come up and go for a full shot on the goblins, which is not ideal. I didn't realise they could actually reach them from there, but never mind. That's fine. We'll go to the rally flag. That's going to make our next fight slightly easier, plus gives us a bit of extra movement points for the day. And we're going to go grab the Sulphur Dune, and we're just going to visit this guy, as he's just going to give us extra spell power, which doesn't give you the choice whether you accept that or not, because of course there's like absolutely no reason not to accept that. And I think that's all we can really do. We could actually recruit another hero just for the sake of taking an easy fight or two, if we want to. Zubin wouldn't be too bad. A pack of all chieftains, honestly. We might not need to involve our main hero here. I think we're going to go for that. I'm going to recruit Zubin, I'm going to recruit a few of these. 60 HP each, you would think they'd be okay. Something like this. And let's just have a go. Ooh, okay. I really hope we can avoid that. Okay, so we do have a spell, but it's not going to help us. Okay, we're going to wait. As I think they are going to get their kill. Yeah, bit of extra morale. Might lose a rock here, that's not good. We might be okay, let's just go forward. The new new round begins, we can immediately block all of them. Yeah, they're not doing much damage. So if I attack these, I'm hoping that's going to make it... They only have 5 speed, so they have to go 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, they can still hit the main stack, but I don't see how they'd kill it. And I don't think we need to worry about these 2 stacks down here. As wow, they're actually ganging up on the stronger stack. I'm kind of surprised by that. Okay, I'm sure this can be done without any losses. So these are on 39, these are on 50, and these are on 45. So that all seems completely fine. Okay, so 35, 37, and 43, so pretty even more all around. We'll go for the weak stack of 2. These guys are on 34 now, these guys are on 37. I could probably just take these out, yeah, they've literally got 1 HP left. That's kind of wasteful though, we're gonna go for this stack instead. And our strongest stack... we could potentially get 2 kills here in theory, because this does only have 2 HP left. And we're going to do up to 23 damage. If we do 22 or 23 damage, we get 2 kills instead of 1. Let's have a go. Just the 1 kill, sadly, but pretty sure we're not going to take any losses. And it just saves Jabarkas a bit of time. This wouldn't really be a great fight for him. Yeah, that was definitely worth it. And we can actually pick up a few extra things if we want them. I'm not sure whether we can do just as well against the Lizardmen. Lizardmen are slightly weaker than Orc Chieftains, but they are much more numerous. 20 would be fine, 49 would not be fine, that's the issue. Lots of nymphs. Not sure about that one. I think for now we're just going to pick up the resources. This is not our main hero, so we should be fine to do that. Air magic is good. Going to take the gold, and we're going to pick this thing up. I think that's a bit of extra spell power, if I remember correctly. And I think we're all spent for the turn. Let's see our new hero. Spint the Navigator. That's from the Cove Town, which is also added by the Horn of the Abyss mod. And I think we're good just to end the turn. No sign of our opponents yet, but there probably shouldn't be, since I would think the main way to actually reach our opponents is through the Great Wasteland. Alternatively, we go underground at the Subterranean Gate. I'm not too sure what we'll find down there. I think Jabarkas is going to be okay to take this these next couple of fights. I can actually rush over to him and transport the rocks if I want to, but I don't think that's necessary. Let's pick this up, and definitely could take these on. So these guys are 7 speed. Nymphs are pretty quick. I'm not sure if they're 7 speed or not. I might just go for it. Let's have a go. Yeah, not expected to take any losses, so that was a fairly easy fight. I'll pick up the ore pit and some extra ore, and we'll see what this first level spell is. Meanwhile, I think over here, we apparently cannot afford the Behemoth Crag, so we need to make sure we find some gold. There's some gold up there, we can't reach that. There's the campfire here, which we can reach. Likewise, the gold down here. I think Yogg. Yeah, Yogg's pretty near to just about everything, so we do not have enough to afford the Behemoth Crag on day 3. That's not bad at all. And we can't actually afford any actual behemoths, but that should be fine. Lorelei, I think, will pick this up. And come down here. And Yogg. Yogg could potentially transfer the behemoths. Like, I could go into most of these fights with just the one behemoth and probably win fairly handily. I think what I'll probably do is I'll wait until week 2, and then as soon as week 2 kicks in, I'll take on the Vampire Lords with 3 behemoths. We do need to buy ourselves a citadel and a castle. It's going to require a little bit more wood. There's some wood up here, obviously. I think I'll leave that to Zubin, so this guy's gonna check there's nothing else he can grab down here, which I don't think there is. He's gonna grab the sulfur, and he's going to grab the gold over there, and Jabarkas is just gonna go and take a couple of extra fights. We're going to go to the rally flag. Oh, we've already visited that, haven't we? Okay, never mind. Pick up the orc 'cause it's in the way, and pack of whites should be completely fine. I think we'll just accept that. Okay, choice between advanced defense and basic artillery. I don't think we're going to go very serious with a ballista in this game, so we're going to go for advanced defense, which is always great. We're going to split our goblins once again, although perhaps I should chuck the harpies instead. We don't really care about the harpies. They're not exactly going to be around in the long term. Is Lorelei close enough to pick up the gem pit, or the gem pond? She is, that's great. Pick these up, and this could be the toughest fight yet, but even so, I think it's still going to be fine. Yeah, okay, maybe not. That's not good. We'll see what we can do. We might be able to waste some of their time with okay, that's really not good. That's really screwed us. Okay, so we need to really gang up on those. Unfortunately, this annoying cliff is blocking our goblin from absorbing the retaliation, so I might just have to go for it with these. Alternatively, I could just do it with the harpies, because I'm not really worried about the harpies. If they all die, it's not really the end of the world. I can go for strike and stay. Let's give that a go. Just to make it that a little bit harder for them to actually get through. Okay, so they did a little bit of damage there, that's fine. I'll wait with these, although I'm pretty sure we can't actually break them free this turn. We'll certainly try. And we're just going to throw these forward just to attempt to waste the time with this bottom stack. These guys, yeah, are going to be forced to go for the attack, as we have managed to take them out, which is good. I could now... Yeah, I think I'm going to have to just put these up here. Unfortunately, the goblins are going to get smacked. Yep. So we've lost a lot of goblins there, but at least our orcs can go for a full-powered attack. We're going to wait with these once again. These guys are on strike and return, which is good. That's probably what we want. Alternatively, it kind of depends how much the orcs do, whether this is worth it or not, but even if it's not, like, it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, they get that's the last thing that's the thing I was about to mention as a potential risk. We've been turned to stone. Yeah, that was the other potential annoying factor, but we'll be able to take them out. So we've taken some annoying losses, but the main thing is the orcs are all okay. You guys defend. Yeah, so kind of unfortunate to lose all the goblins, but shouldn't really matter too much. These guys aren't going to make it to us. No, I jinxed it. They got morale. I think we should be fine. I don't think they're going to get to us. Full powered shot. You guys defend. They're going to come up and attack the harpies. Don't manage to get a kill. And we've got just 500 experience from that, which is not great, but we can now go forward. We go straight through to the orcs. Just about afford to recruit all of those, and we are just going to essentially start heading back to base. Vampire Lords are, I think, 9 speed. Faster than anything we have. These guys are 6, so incredibly slow. So I don't think we're ready for that fight just yet. I think the orcs, not the orcs, the rocks are... We did check that not too long ago, but 7 speed, so they're definitely slower than the Vampire Lords. So we're not ready for that fight. It's not too important, like we've got 14 crystals free, which should be enough. Could move towards Ancient Behemoths, but I think we're going to need to actually find a better source of income soon, and I think maybe the Dwarven Treasury could be done. But we would probably have to do a little bit of hero chaining. as there's not quite as much free money lying around as there was. So next options would be to potentially take on the lizard men. If we go south, we kind of reach a dead end. We're not going to be able to take on the bone dragons. If we go west, we just have to take on some more greater basilisks, and we can see what's underground. I think for now though, we're going to want to just head back to the town. We'll end the turn. Okay, Yog. Gonna pick up the various resources we left lying around. The main thing is gold, so let's prioritize that if we can, although it looks like we can't quite reach it unless we go here, which should, yeah, that does enable us to cover it. We'll pick this up. No, we can't. Okay, fine. She can do the same thing, pick all this up, and she can go for the campfire, and I think she should, so we'll go do that. Jabarkas, is Jabarkas ready to take on lots of mummies? I think he should be. These are obviously quite a lot slower than basilisks, so they shouldn't be quite as difficult to deal with. I would really like to get the town hall. So just planning out the rest of the week. Day 4, town hall. Day 5, citadel potentially. Day 6, castle potentially. I'm not sure if we can actually afford all that. Could go for another creature building. Ogre Fort is going to cost us a lot of wood, but I think that could be doable. But yeah, I think we do want to get the town hall this turn, and I'm reluctant to buy another hero right now. I think we can wait. Protection from water, that's not really great. I could pick up the behemoth just to make some of these fights a lot easier. So we haven't actually checked out the witch hut. Should probably do that. Okay, I'm going to send this guy up, and I'm going to pick up the behemoth. It's quite expensive, but it's got to be worth it. And whether to pass it straight over to Jabarkas immediately, or take it to the fight with the lizard men, I'm not really sure. I think we're just gonna hand it to Jabarkas. He'll be able to do something with it. Let's go and pick that up. In fact, to be honest, we should just take all of it, so that we've got a really decent hero. And just throw ourselves at this. So we're expected to take some losses. I'm pretty sure that's going to be avoidable. Nothing else, the behemoth is a pretty good tank, 160 HP. Let's just wait. Okay, so they're a little bit faster than I thought, but they put themselves in range, so that's fine. These guys are safe for at least one more turn. I could probably throw these forward now. I don't mind being in range of one, but preferably not the other. They can't get morale, that's one thing but worth bearing in mind. They're 5 speed, so always going to be slower than us. I'm not actually capable of attacking the bottom stack without being reached by the top stack. If I attack the top stack, that should actually be okay. So you guys are going to wait. You guys likewise. Okay, and now this guy's going to come and attack from here, and that should prevent the other mummies from reaching us, unless these guys, like, go around us, but I don't think I've ever seen the AI do that. Alternatively, I just throw away the harpy, just to waste some time. I don't think we need to, though, so I'm going to defend instead, as these guys are still pretty healthy, and I think we will wait, see if the mummies come any closer, as they do. Now we can get a full-powered shot off, and how much did these guys take? So they took about 21 damage. The rocks have 12 defense compared to these guys' 18 defense. I'm not sure it's completely safe to go for that attack. They're 5 speed, we are 5 speed on our because of our specialty. Yeah, I think it should be fine. We're just going to defend. He's going to wait. He's gonna wait too. This guy's a 6 speed, so they should go first. Ah, but they can't reach. Okay. That's kind of relying on them to block the mummies off. That's kind of bad. On the other hand, they can reach the Wolf Riders. And I think it's too late to do anything about that because he just paused. So if I were to take the behemoths and just park them right there, as in right here, then they have 5 movement points. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can still hit the harpies, so if we move the harpies and we drop these guys right here, I think that should actually keep our Wolf Riders safe, which is good because the Wolf Rider is going to be a long-term stack, whereas the harpies are just going to die off at some point. See if I can waste their time with this, but that's not going to work anyway because they're just going to go for the behemoths. We can get a full-powered shot off on that, and they're going to go for the harpies. That's fine. Better them than the Wolf Riders. You guys go for the attack. Should be pretty safe now, and yeah, that's fine. We don't really want basic luck, so we're going to go for expert offense. And we're going to pretty much just leave the Alchemist Lab for another hero. I'm hoping if we went for something like the Marksman, they'd just run away. I don't really want to take that fight. We're not ready to take on the Vampire Lords. Those are seriously tough if you don't go in prepared. Which kind of just leaves this kind of eastern direction. A pack of Grand Elves could definitely be done. But there is definitely a possibility of losses there. If I had spells, I'd be more confident because I could haste. So that one is protection from water, which is not worth going for. Plus we don't actually have a spellbook yet, so we do need to hang around for a little while just to pick up a spellbook at some point. Don't want to go rushing off just yet. The alternatives to doing that are to go southeast, take on the Pegasi, and get a bit of extra stats from the arena. But I don't think there's a massive need to do that. I think it would be good to get the Wolf Pen before the end of the week. Another thing that Horn of the Abyss adds is that the kind of or higher creatures do stack up week on week, so if you don't visit them on a particular week, they will still build up over time. So it's quite useful just to gather up as many dwellings as you can. I don't love the idea of fighting these. If we can scare them off, that'd be great. Okay, so who's closest? I think we had this guy pretty close, so if we just send him up, we pick up most of the units we actually care about, or most of the units who are actually kind of flimsy. We're going to split. I think the rocks are going to be fine to split, and we'll split these as well. And hopefully somehow they will make the mistake of aiming for the harpies. I'm hoping they won't be too smart about this. Wow, okay, yes. I thought that wasn't a thing anymore. Like, I guess it is a thing, but like they've nerfed diplomacy really hard. That to get 14 Grand Elves for free is unexpected and really quite powerful. These are definitely some of the best range units of the early tier creatures in the game. So we got 3,000 gold. We can spend it on the Citadel, which I think we did want to. We can go for Mage's Guild, but I think Citadel, Ogre Fort, Mess Hall, and Castle are all buildings that are going to be worth having before the start of next week. Mess Hall is pretty low priority. Don't really care about 8 extra goblins at all. Nice to have, but not really worth prioritizing. That will give us like, yeah, an extra rock next week, some extra orcs, but we definitely want the castle, which is going to require gold, so we need to find some gold. There's some gold there. That's not going to be enough. Do we want to rush just to grab this stuff? Take on the Pegasi in order to open up the treasure chest. On the other hand, if we go this way, there's an extra treasure chest here anyway, plus there's some gold. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take most of our units back. Let's bring these guys back together. Take all this back. And I think we'll put the behemoths between our two range stacks just because they're nice and beefy. On the other hand, these guys are 2 hexes, so we can keep them in reserve. We'll do that instead, and we will take the harpies. We should also take this. Oh, it's actually better than I thought. +2 knowledge and spell power. That's pretty strong. Okay, so we should be good. I mean, when we get spells, we obviously don't have spells just yet. The wolf pen is not necessarily cheap to recruit everything. I should at least get it on side, but I'm not going to recruit anything just yet. I think we need to try and save some money. I'm not seeing any way to actually... So I think just in the fog of war there, it's barely visible, but I think that's also a treasure chest, so I think we should be safe to go in this direction. We also have Lorelei, who can grab this gold right here, but first we're going to see exactly what's in the witch hut. Basic armor, okay, so that's great. We should definitely accept that on every hero we can. And when we bring Jabarkas back down, we're going to take that for sure. Always a skill worth having. Star Axis we should visit, to be honest. Will be useful at some point. And these stone golems are going to be very easy, in particular with the help of the Grand Elves. Should be completely fine to take it with no losses. Even that harpy. I will go out of my way to protect on this occasion. They could come in handy at some point. Okay, so we've got low morale. That's one downside. I'm kind of surprised that's the case. I thought it's normally pretty safe to compare to mix 2 different factions of units. It's not like we got undead. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but I don't think it makes a difference. Just gonna attack these. We're gonna wait to get a bit closer. These can't get morale at least, so that's good. Makes them slightly easier to handle. Yeah, okay, the morale's gonna be a bit of an issue. I don't know why it's so bad. Okay, at least these guys can go again, and they're going to be full powered now, so they do loads of damage. Plus we can shoot again, we're going to go for the stronger stack. Hopefully this time the orcs will get their move, because I'm pretty sure they'll take out 3 stone golems pretty easily. If nothing else, I think these guys are trapped. Yeah, these guys are trapped, that's kind of bad. Need to get the wolves out. Take these out. You guys defend. They're going to actually go the long way. Okay, that's perfect. Still, Behemoth should be completely safe, so no need to lose any harpies there. Shoot these. You guys defend. And we're just going to go for the attack. There we go. Actually did more damage than I thought. We do have Expert Offense, of course, which does make us 30% stronger in hand-to-hand combat. That's always good to have. Some extra crystals there as well, that's great if we want to go for the Ancient Behemoth upgrade. As we knew, there is a treasure chest right there that we can go for, and we still have this guy available to us. So let's go ahead and grab the sulfur. It's all going to be good if we upgrade the Mage's Guild. I think Stronghold is limited to level 3 of the Mage's Guild, I could be wrong. There is a crypt there that we can potentially take on pretty easily when Jabarkas comes back. I think when Jabarkas does come back, we're going to take on the crypt, the Dwarven Treasury, and we're going to visit the Witch Hut. And at that point, the choice is going to be between going north and taking on the Vampire Lords, or going east and taking on the Pegasi and the Magogs, and we definitely want to visit the arena if we can. The Torso of Legion is decent. I can't remember which tier of unit that increases the growth of, but should be good to have. Zubind. What do we do with Zubind? Well, I think Jabarkas should actually be able to turn back at this point. So we will end the turn there. I'm not expecting to see our opponents for a little while. I think there's quite a lot for each player to do in their starting area. But it looks like I am out of time, so thanks for watching, guys. There will be a playlist link in the description where you can watch the rest of the series once I've got around to uploading it. If I've not got around to uploading it, then you can of course subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to catch the videos as soon as they're uploaded. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.